Auditors, welcome back. Now we are discussing the service organization, which is covered under ISA 402. It's the same thing that auditors are relying on others. See that auditors have to rely on others in order to collect sufficient and appropriate audit evidence as far as it is related to the financial accounting records of the client entity. Now let's look at this ISA, the service organization. Many companies use service organizations to perform business functions such as. Now we are looking at this thing. Now see that, let's say for example, there is a client company, and they may outsource something to the service organization. Now what to outsource? Like payroll processing, like receivable collection, like pension management, like taxation work, and I am writing any other work, right? Any other work, but that should have an impact on the financial statements. See that this client company is called user entity. It is called the user entity. And this client company, let's say, for example, ABC Limited has outsourced something like payroll, taxation work, receivable management, or any other work, pension management, to the service organization, right? Now, who are you? You people are the auditor, right? You people are the auditors, and you people are the auditors. That's you. You are auditing this client entity, right? You are actually auditing this client entity. You are auditing this client entity, right? And this auditor is called user auditor. This auditor is called what? User auditor. Now, let's say, for example, you people are the user auditor, right? You came to me and I am ABC Limited in this context, that is the user entity, and you are asking me for the payroll records, right? Now, what I have replied you that, oh, I have outsourced this payroll function to the service organization, right? Now, let's say, for example, again, you people are the auditor, you are coming to me and you are asking me for the payroll records, right? And I am replying to you that I have outsourced it to some other organization, which is called service organization. Now, you should, ISA 402 is saying, it's stating that you should, auditor, cast doubt over the control at service organization. Now you might be casting doubt that the controls may be poor at that service organization. Because of their poor control, my payroll work can be affected, right? So auditor casts doubt over the control at service organization, and there is a risk that sufficient and appropriate evidences may not be obtained because those records are not being maintained by me. Those records are being maintained by the service organization, right? Now, this is basically, this is the service organization. This is the service organization to whom I have outsourced the thing. Now, auditors have some other option. Auditors may contact to the service auditor. Auditor even may contact to the service auditor. Now, who is the service auditor? Service auditor is the one who is the auditor of service organization. And the user auditor, I mean you people, may contact to the service auditor to ask about the controls, at service organization, right? So you can contact to service auditor, the auditor of service organization. Why? To ask about controls at service organization. Now, very simple point is that you people are the user auditor. You are coming to me and I have outsourced my accounting records to someone else, and you are casting doubt that about the controls at service organization. So you can contact to the auditor of service organization, right? To the auditor of service organization in order to ask about the controls because of the impact on the financial statements of this client, right? Now let's move ahead. You are the external auditor. External auditor is termed as user auditor under either 402. So external auditors should consider nature of service and effect on internal controls, that is nature of service which has been outsourced, the nature of work which has been outsourced, right? The nature and materiality of the transactions, level of interaction between client entity and service organization, client entity, your user entity, and the service organization. You should consider how your client and the service organization gets interacted. That is, what is the reporting time period, what is the the documents delivery time period. So what is the frequency of interaction between the client, the client, and the service organization? You should consider nature of relationship between service organization and entity, including any contractual terms, that whether it is of one-off assignment, whether it is the permanently outsourced, like the contract basis of 2 years, or only for a month, or only for a quarter, whatever. So you should analyze these things as well. Now, the external auditor should obtain information about service organization. As I have told you, that you are supposed to have some information about service organization, especially controls at service organization, especially controls at service organization. All right. Now, you should obtain the information about that service. Now, the simple point is that you are coming to me, I am the client entity, I have outsourced my taxation work to the service organization, and you are in search of the information, especially the controls at service organization. That's a very simple point. Now, the external auditor should obtain information about service organization, as we are discussing this thing. Sources of information about service organization. Source is a very important thing. Sources of information about service organization. You people are the auditor, I mean the user auditor. You can contact service organization through client entity. That is very simple, meaning you can ask me, I am the client entity, you can ask me that Mr. Harris, client, arrange the meeting with them. Simple. You can contact. You can visit the service organization. Yes, you can visit the service organization using another auditor. But why will you visit the service organization? To assess controls there. But you will not be testing the entire controls. To assess controls there relevant to financial statements records of the client entity. Obviously, you will not be testing their controls. You are not their auditor, but you can visit them and you can see the arrangements, how they are managing my financial accounting records, right? You can use another auditor to perform procedures that will provide necessary information about controls at service organization. You can use another auditor to perform procedures, and you simply the auditor of the service organization. Simply you can use the services of their auditors, the auditors of service organization, right? Also contact service auditor, the auditor of service organization. Either way, this is the auditor of service organization, or it may be some other auditor. You can engage, you can ask them to go and assess the controls, or you can also visit by yourself. And even you can also contact to the service auditor, right? Now, the external auditor should obtain information about service organization, obtain type 1 and type 2 report from the auditor of service organization, service auditor. Now, what is type 1 and type 2 report? What is type 1 and type 2 report? Remember, this is the report prepared by the management related to controls, design, and its operating effectiveness. This type 1 and type 2 report from auditor. Type 1 and type 2 report from auditor of service organization. That is called the service auditor. The auditor of service organization is called the service auditor. So you will be obtaining two types of reports, from the auditor of service organization. Now, what is type 1 report and type 2 report? Type 1 report is the report on the description of design of controls at service organization, report by the service auditor providing an opinion. The report prepared by the management. Now, this is the report of the controls. This is the report of the controls prepared by the service organization. Prepared by the service organization. And the auditor of service organization will be giving the opinion on that. Now, it's very simple that this is the report. This is the report prepared by the management. And this is the management of the service organization. Definitely, every company may prepare their report about their system and all. And remember that now there are two parties. You people are the auditor. Forget me, I'm the client. Forget me. I have outsourced to the service organization. Service organization is preparing the report about their controls, and their auditor, called service auditor, will be giving the opinion on the control, and you will be obtaining the report from their auditors. That is the service auditors, right? That is the design. Focus on the word design. And the auditor providing an opinion on the description of the system and suitability of controls. Now, what is type 2 report? Type 2 report is about operating effectiveness and opinion of the service auditor. What is type 1 report? Type 1 report is about the design of control, and type 2 report is about the operations of control. And type 1 and type 2 report is actually the opinion of the service auditor, about the controls at service organization. That's now simple point. So it will increase your confidence. Do you people, no, forget this thing. Let's take it one more time. You people are the auditor. I am the client. I have outsourced some, let's say, tax work or the payroll work to the service organization. You are casting doubt at their controls. That service organization will be preparing their report, and their auditor, service auditor, you can ask about the opinion from their auditor, called service auditor, about the opinion at the controls. The control design, type 1 report, and the control operations, type 2 report. That's very simple. So it will give you the confidence, right? So now you can obtain the information from their auditor. That is the type 1 and type 2 report from the service auditor, the auditor of the service organization. Note, service organization auditor should inquire the client whether service organization has reported any fraud to them or whether they are aware of any fraud. Because my records are being maintained by the service organization. So you should ask whether they are reporting any kind of fraud or whether they are active or not. If sufficient and appropriate evidence has not been obtained, audit report may be modified. Yes, it may be modified depending on the materiality. Depending on the materiality level. The use of service auditor is not mentioned in the audit report, right? There should not be the reference of the service auditor in the audit report, right? The reference to the work of service auditor may be included in a report containing the modified opinion if it is relevant to the understanding. Yes, the reference is not mentioned in the audit report, which is unmodified. In the unmodified report, it should not be mentioned. However, it can be mentioned in the modified report if it is relevant to the understanding. If again, it is a matter of the auditor's professional judgment. But remember one thing, this does not diminishes the auditor responsibility of the opinion. Ultimately, auditor is responsible for the opinion, right? Ultimately, auditor is responsible for opinion on the financial statements. See, this is a very simple point. I am the client entity. I have outsourced my payroll function to anyone else, and you are casting doubt at their controls. Simply ask about their controls from their auditors, called the service auditors. Type 1 report, the report on the control design. Type 2 report, the report on the control operations. It will boost up your confidence, and you will be able to conclude whether my accounting records are being maintained accurately or not, right? Or you can even personally visit them as well. That's now the conclusion, but you should not refer it in the audit report until it is modified, which is the matter of your professional judgment, right? Now, this is the service organization. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.